An 8-year-old girl mysteriously vanished from home one night. The next day, she was found raped and murdered on the outskirts of the city. How did the schoolgirl end up there, 2 kilometers from home in the middle of the night? And who could have taken her life so brutally? Don't miss out. The psychics will reveal the truth. You're watching Psychic Investigations, a project of exclusively true and astonishing stories. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants investigate incredible paranormal phenomena and high-profile criminal cases.
It was a highly resonant case. Both the General Prosecutor's Office and the Ministry of Internal Affairs handled it.
The crime scene is 2 kilometers from the victim's home. It's a tree-covered clearing on the city's outskirts. Forensic analysis confirmed that the girl was raped there shortly before her death.
To uncover the circumstances of their daughter's death, the parents turned to psychics for help. Azerbaijani psychic Khayal Alekperov and Scottish medium June Field take up the case. The family of the murdered schoolgirl meets the psychics at the doorstep of the very apartment where Victoria disappeared 10 years ago. They still live there, and every detail in the home continues to remind them of their terrible loss.
Everything in here, it's hard to move anything because it was left exactly as she placed it. And the thought that she'll never come back. I still can't come to terms with the fact that she's gone.
We didn't live. We merely existed. If I hadn't had Alina, I wouldn't have survived that day either.
At first, the girl was here in this apartment.
That day, the father's school friend visited the Selivanovs with his wife. The man had spent the past few years working in Portugal.
My wife made dinner. The kids were playing outside. Around 9 p.m., we called them in. My wife bathed them, and they changed into their nightgowns.
Around 10 p.m., the guests began to leave. Victoria's parents decided to walk them out. They locked the apartment, and the 4 of them stepped outside.
I suggested we grab a coffee. There's a cafe in our courtyard.
That evening, a large group was celebrating at the cafe near the Selivanovs' place. So the parents and their friends decided to go to another place a few blocks away. The adults were gone for about an hour and a half.
Between 11 and 12, some friends dropped us off near the store. We got out, and I noticed the light was on in our room. I said to my wife, "The girls must have fallen asleep and forgot to turn it off."
What happened next, Ihor and Tatiana will never forget.
Alina was asleep, but Victoria was gone.
We went to bed, I fell asleep, and Victoria was reading a book.
The parents thought their daughter was playing a prank on them.
We thought she'd hidden somewhere to scare us. She loved playing tricks. I started looking for her under the bed, in the closet, everywhere, but she was nowhere to be found.
We woke up Alina and asked her where Victoria was. She said she fell asleep and Victoria was still reading. I ran to the neighbors. Our local officer lives on the 1st floor. I called the police.
We reported to the police and waited. Then came the news. They found a girl in the grove, and that was it. My heart stopped.
Around 7 a.m., a passerby stumbled upon the schoolgirl's body. It was in the single-family neighborhood 2 kilometers from her home. But how did she get there in the middle of the night? How did the perpetrator abduct her from the locked apartment?
After interviewing Victoria's family, the police first checked the front door lock. There were no signs of forced entry into the Selivanovs' apartment. No foreign fingerprints were found on the doorknob either.
But if the lock wasn't broken, how did the rapist get inside and abduct the girl? And how did the perpetrator know the parents would be away at that exact time? They hadn't planned to go out first, and the guests arrived unexpectedly.
I feel her bed was right here.
The two beds were pushed together.
We went to sleep together. There were times when we were very close, so we pushed the beds together. I lay closer to the window and she was near the desk.
May I take this? It was her favorite toy, wasn't it?
Yes, one of her favorites. Our parents gave it to her for her birthday.
I see her dancing.
At just 8 years old, Victoria was a local celebrity, a child from a dancing dynasty. She first stepped on stage when she was 3. Her grandmother, the director of the local Palace of Culture, dreamed of a performing career for her granddaughter, but fate had other plans.
There wasn't a single club she didn't attend. To say she was active wouldn't be an exaggeration.
She's sitting like this on the bed holding something. It's a book.
That day, and never before, she asked for the Bible. She wanted to read it, and Mom gave it to her. When she went to bed, she was reading it.
An 8-year-old girl reading the Bible before her death? What kind of eerie coincidence is this? The Selivanov family isn't particularly religious. So why did the girl ask for the Bible on the night she disappeared?
She wrote something here on the wall.
After it all, we found a pencil-written message on the wallpaper. May God help us. She wrote it, but we just didn't notice it right away.
When the strange writing was discovered, the police investigated the possibility of a religious group's involvement in Victoria's death. But according to her parents, neither the family nor the girl had any contact with sex. Also, religious fanatics don't typically rape their victims, and Victoria's death didn't resemble a ritual killing.
I saw an image of her singing and then suddenly going silent. Like she knew or sensed something.
She was visiting us when Tetiana called and said, "Get ready and come home." And she said, "Grandma, I really don't want to go. If only you knew." Those were her words when she left.
Victoria returned from her grandmother's village on Sunday. On Monday, she went to school. That afternoon, as usual, she played with the other children in the yard.
It was around 8 or 9 in the evening. That was already late for us. She didn't want to leave, as if she sensed she was seeing us for the last time.
But why was Victoria acting so strangely on the last evening of her life? Was she afraid of something? Did she see something suspicious?
The crime could have been committed by someone who has a criminal record or is mentally unstable, especially given that the regional psychiatric hospital is located right next to the school the girl attended.
There were all sorts of people around, some not quite right. Strange individuals showed up here.
Could someone with mental illness be involved in the girl's death? But why would she let them into the apartment? Or did the killer use deception to get in?
This girl had an old soul. She was wise beyond her years, as if she had lived before in this world.
She started reading very early. We sent her to school before she turned 6. She seemed to hurry to live.
She says you shouldn't blame yourselves. She asks for forgiveness. You mustn't carry guilt. She's always with you. May I speak to you privately?
Yes.
You were the closest person to your sister. She's still near you, often playing with your hair. You feel her touch, don't you?
Yes. When I fall asleep, I sometimes think I can even hear her breathing.
This horror, the loss of your sister, it somehow brought your family closer.
All our relatives came together. We searched for her everywhere. After the funeral, we went into the room with our parents. We just lay down on the beds, and the three of us fell asleep.
I see a young girl. It's as if they shared the name. And you thought your sister was killed by mistake, confused with another girl from a different family.
There's another Selivanov in town, same surname. He lives nearby, in the neighboring dorms. He's older than me and ran some kind of business. He leased lakes, I think. There were rumors that he was involved in racketeering.
Some believed your sister was mistaken for someone else, just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That man did have 2 daughters. One of them was about the same age as Victoria at the time of her disappearance, but it's highly unlikely the perpetrator confused them because of the surname. Those who abduct children for hire usually have a photo and exact address of their target.
I see her looking directly into a man's eyes. She was very trusting and never expected harm from adults.
She wasn't afraid of anything, never even considered that something bad could happen.
The perpetrator told her, "It's okay, come with me." And she trusted him. Then I see myself in darkness. Either something was thrown over her head or she was locked somewhere. Something bangs and I'm in the dark.
A car? Was it a car?
Seems like it. Feels like I was locked inside.
What kind of car?
It's not new. The engine is really loud. The vehicle is old, and I think it's yellow. I'm not sure, though.
I see images now. A street. Something important happened there. I feel drawn to the place where it all occurred. We need to see it.
The place where she was found.
To understand what happened here, I need to perform a ritual. I see 3 men. They came from over there.
3 rapists? But how did they gain the victim's trust? And how did they get into the apartment? And most importantly, who are those men who committed such a horrific crime?
One of them seems to work at a carpentry shop. They brought the girl here by car.
Both psychics sense that the perpetrators drove the girl to the place where she died.
It was an old car, something like a Moskvich. I feel their minds were clouded. They drank something here. Alcohol.
Tire tracks were found at the crime scene, but investigators couldn't determine what vehicle they belonged to. 3 empty cups with traces of alcohol were also found near the body, possibly left by the perpetrators. But that can only be confirmed by matching DNA from saliva to a specific suspect, while no one has been arrested in this case.
She resisted. 2 men participated in the assault. The third ran off. This way. Like he got scared. One of the men has a tattoo on his right arm.
His eyes are dark. He's huge. She looks up at him like this, and he's holding her hand.
The police investigators analyzed all biological traces found on Victoria's body and concluded that only one person had sexual contact with the schoolgirl.
There's a smell of blood here, but I don't see a knife. It's horrible. I just can't tell you everything. I couldn't bring myself to tell the parents. During the assault, the men realized they'd gone too far. They were drunk, and then came a moment of clarity. They panicked, left her there, and fled. She was still alive. She could have been saved if only she'd been found in time.
Victoria died from blood loss due to injuries sustained during the rape. No other wounds or trauma were found on her body.
She fought for her life until the very end.
She fought for her life right here. She resisted and screamed. I can't speak calmly about this. She screamed, but no one helped her. They were beasts.
When she lay in the coffin, it hurt looking at her. The torment on her face, it was unbearable.
And the worst part is when she was dying, you were so close. You were searching for her with another man.
My brother. We were driving down the road that leads here. We passed right by, but if only we'd known she was here.
The father spent the entire night searching for his daughter. He drove through the city again and again, but in vain. Around 7 a.m., a local man stumbled upon the girl's body. It was later revealed that that night, the father and his brother had driven just 500 meters from the spot where the monsters were torturing his child.
The people who did this had been to this place before.
The clearing isn't visible from the city's main streets or highways. No roads pass through it. It's highly unlikely that someone from out of town stumbled upon it by chance.
One of the men has a tattoo on his right arm. Right here. It looks like an 8-pointed star.
An 8-pointed star is a common tattoo among members of the criminal underworld, a mark of high-ranking thieves. But could a thief really rape a minor? That would violate the so-called code these people claim to follow.
When I was in the apartment, I was almost certain the girl had been forcibly taken. But now I want to re-examine my assumptions. Maybe we should return to the home and look at the situation again.
Yes, of course.
I'm going back to the evening your daughter disappeared. And I have to say, she left the house on her own. No one helped her. She opened the door and walked out.
But how is that possible? An 8-year-old girl leaving the house alone after 10 at night. She was already in pajamas, getting ready for bed.
June, when I was upstairs, I reviewed everything again. And now I'm certain the girl left the house on her own.
Yes, I believe that too now. She was a very sensitive soul. There was a full moon and its energy pulled her outside.
Victoria may have left the house to find her parents. She may have thought they were sitting at the cafe in their courtyard, where the adults originally planned to go with their friends.
Before we left, we discussed going for coffee. So naturally, she heard it.
But in a cruel twist of fate, that evening, Victoria's parents went to a different cafe.
I'm drawn in this direction. She's walking down this road, very focused. In her mind, there's only one thought. She's sure she's about to see her parents. She's calm. But something in the atmosphere, something is about to happen. The street is quiet, just an eerie silence. It's like I can hear my own footsteps on the ground. The silence is thick, the energy heavy, as if everything is frozen, anticipating something terrible.
It feels like everything is deserted. No one's walking, no one's talking, not even a sound.
She's here, near the entrance. I want to look through the window. This is the path she took. And this is where I want to stop.
Even if we assume Victoria was heading to the cafe, she never made it. During police interviews, both staff and patrons confirmed the girl did not enter the cafe that night.
Someone speaks to me. A man. He's looking at me and I'm looking up at him. He's big. I told him I was looking for my parents, and he said, "It's okay, I'll help you." There were other men nearby, and I trusted him. I took his hand, and I went.
Thank you so much to the psychics for coming to us, helping us understand our situation a little better, and providing information we'll try to pursue and verify so that the truth can prevail.
A dreadful murder of an 8-year-old girl. When adults lie, the child's spirit will reveal the truth about the pedophile murderer and his hypocritical accomplice. In this episode, a young woman from a small town in eastern Ukraine contacted the Clairvoyants. Katerina is searching for her 8-year-old sister, Valia.
Hello, help me, please. My sister disappeared 12 years ago. She was my only close relative. I loved her so much.
One August evening of 2006, little Valia was playing with her friend in the courtyard of the 5-story building in which their family lived. Later, her friend came back home while Katerina's sister disappeared.
We went to the police after waiting for 3 days and hoping she would probably be back. But Valia never returned.
The police did the search and interrogated people, asking if someone had heard or knew something.
However, they found no clues. Nobody had seen or heard anything suspicious.
After a week of the search for the little Valia Varic, the police informed the family they had presumably found her dead.
The girl had been strangled, but the family was never asked to identify the body.
They said the body was heavily mutilated. They only showed us her things, and we recognized some fragments of her clothing.
Does this mean you didn't even see your sister's body at the funeral?
No, they forbade us. There was a policeman who accompanied us to make sure we didn't open the casket.
Do you mean you're uncertain if she's dead?
Yes. Here's her final photo.
I had a vision. A man's hands holding a wire, which is tied in a very strange knot. The knot is tied around the little Valia's neck.
I understand it won't console you, but you really buried your sister? The child is murdered. She's like crucified and has a crown of thorns on her head.
A shocking revelation. Was this a ritual murder, or what else could the clairvoyant's words mean?
She was found at a military graveyard. They said she'd been strangled with a wreath.
Her murderer was never found.
No.
I'd like to tune into the site where she disappeared.
We took the girl's photo to work with it later that day.
In the morning before the investigation, the psychics started discussing something excitedly.
The murdered Valia was standing in front of me, but she wasn't alone. Next to her was a girl of her age. She was dark-haired and had a dandelion wreath on her head. She was also murdered. They were both strangled.
Could it be some kind of serial child killer?
Meanwhile, the little Valia's friends and family have gathered in the courtyard in which she disappeared.
I saw her say goodbye to a girl, then look at her phone and leave the playground.
Let's summon the girl's spirit. She says, Katrusia.
Yes, this is what called me. Forgive me, my dear little sister. I couldn't protect you.
She says it's not your fault.
She sees a car of fair color. Its window is open, and through the window, she sees someone's eyes. The eyes are smiling, and she smiles in response.
Katerina says she also heard about the car from one of the neighbors.
When she looked out of the window, she saw a white car. Valia was getting into it.
There's a man in the car. He gives her a doll, and the girl gets in his car. The man accelerates sharply. He takes her somewhere where there's nobody around. The man tormented the child. It's so terrible. It's not a human, but a beast. Oh, God. She was thrown away like a broken doll.
The body was in a strange pose. It looked like he attempted to rape her, but we were never told if she was raped or not. She would never approach a stranger, even to get a doll.
He looks like someone she used to know, but then didn't see for some time.
Her godfather. He often went to work abroad. Every time he returned, he brought her presents.
Valia's godfather was in another town on the day when she disappeared, but the girl didn't know that.
She took the other man for him.
Because of the doll.
Your sister's murderer is dead. She showed us him. He died in the same car. It looked like it crashed. The last thing he saw in the darkness was your sister's eyes. And then, the brakes squealed and the car crashed into a tree.
But Valia's spirit asked us to help another girl who's being threatened by another man. It's a little girl of about 7 or 8.
We don't have any little girls in our family.
Valia's spirit says you're the mother of the girl we're supposed to save from death.
Do you have a daughter of 7 or 8?
Yes, Amina.
It turned out that this young woman lives with her family in one of the neighboring buildings. She and her mother and aunt were on the way home.
I saw the psychics, and so we decided to come up.
Lisa was planning to contact the psychics anyway because some kind of evil spirit has been haunting her little daughter.
Something is threatening the child. I fear for her.
However, Zhana Shulikova feels that the threat emanates from a human. But the girl's mom claims it's an otherworldly entity.
I saw a notebook, and in it, there was a phrase written in a kid's handwriting, "He's the evil," and there was one word there. Had I deciphered it then, I would have made the mother confess everything.
Could the phrase from the child's notebook mean the otherworldly force? What is going on to the little Amina?
Smoke. Fire.
Did you have a fire at your home?
Yes, we did. My mother woke up and ran to extinguish it.
It turned out that one night, the whirring in the apartment where the family lives burned, and the curtain caught fire quickly. Lisa's mother was extremely fortunate to extinguish the fire, but Lisa believes somebody from the other world stands behind the fire.
I felt something pass by me, but when I turned around, I saw nothing.
And a few days before the fire, Lisa witnessed somebody's ghost next to her daughter.
The silhouette was vague, as if it was made of smoke or mist.
You're not the only one to feel it.
My aunt feels it too.
I felt something, like a hand, running along my hair. I got so scared.
To find out what is threatening Lisa's daughter, I needed to see the girl. Hello? Could you please give me your hands? You can take the child. I see a storeroom. I see a little girl sobbing next to a suitcase. She's holding a doll in her hands. But the doll looks like it's smeared in something red. Like blood. It's not Amina, but energetically, this girl is very much like Amina.
Who could this girl be?
Look over there.
There's a girl sitting on the swing. I saw her in my dream. The dandelion wreath. She was strangled like Valia. She's calling out. What is this? It hurts a lot. Dead eyes.
She's lying in a sack. It's so cold around her. She's wearing some dark pants. And the sweater that looks like yours. It's pink. Her feet are bare.
This is my sister.
My daughter.
It's shocking. Jana didn't even know where it had happened.
She was raped, first strangled, and then thrown away.
What was her name?
Ayla. She went to top up my phone and never returned.
That I was absent then.
Back then, Lisa was living in another town. Her mother got ill and stayed home. She needed to top up her mobile phone, and her younger daughter went to do it for her mom.
When she wasn't back in 20 minutes, I went to find her. Having checked everywhere, looking for her, I went to the police.
The officers searched all the neighboring courtyards and playgrounds and asked the little Allah's friends, but they didn't find her anywhere.
She was found 2 days later.
A woman who cleaned the streets found her.
The girl's body was in a trash container not far from the building in which she'd lived. Therefore, the Clairvoyants went there.
I didn't want to live without my child. I can't.
I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I wished I'd been killed instead of her.
I love her so much. I always go to her grave to ask for her forgiveness.
The aunt still remembers the last time when she and her niece went for a walk that spring.
She asked me to make a wreath for her, so I made it. And she put it on her head and said, "I'm a princess." And then she hugged me and pressed me so tightly.
Help me find out who did this to her.
And what happened?
She didn't die here.
She was brought and dumped here several hours before she was found.
After the girl was murdered, she was held in some kind of locked-up room, something like a basement.
The examinations revealed that the girl had been murdered the same night that she disappeared. However, it remains a mystery where her body was kept for over a day before it was dumped into the container.
Allah's spirit told me my murderer threatens Amina.
This is some kind of maniac, or I don't know who it could be.
She will show us where she was murdered.
Allah's spirit brought us to the door and pointed at the apartment on the first floor.
I live here.
What do you mean?
I live here with my mom.
Was she murdered at home? There was something wrong about this story.
Do you have any of the girls' possessions?
Yes.
I have a vivid vision. The girl is tormented. She's raped. And she's strangled.
But how could the rapist and murderer enter the apartment in which the girl lived? And who could he be?
I see the hands of a man. It's a strong man. He has dark brown eyes. And you know this man.
Probably.
You know him. Why is the child calling the murderer her father?
I can't believe it at all. He's the only person I trusted in my life.
We warned her 100 times it could end up in a tragedy at home.
It turned out that Ayla called her stepfather her dad.
By the time her daughter was murdered, Victoria had lived with a man named Gaji for 7 years. The woman's first marriage had collapsed after she fell head over heels in love with the handsome Oriental man.
It's such a great love. But he's in prison now.
For what is he there?
This time, for a rape. He raped Ayla.
Gaji Muslimov, who used to live with Victoria, is currently serving a sentence for the rape and murder of the 8-year-old Ayla. He was sentenced to life in prison.
I don't know who the murderer really was. I can't believe he could do it.
The woman is certain that the man she loves would have never done anything like that. He only confessed everything because of the pressure from the police investigators.
They tortured him so badly that he ended up in the hospital.
Our expert found a police officer who was involved in the investigation. And he clearly remembers Victoria's partner confessed to the terrible crime. This is incredible, but the rapist claimed it was all the girl's fault.
He said the girl entered the kitchen and told him she wanted it, so he had sex with her. And when the girl started screaming, he strangled her, and that was it.
Do you know what I'm standing next to?
The storeroom.
The tears. The dark room and the suitcase. Why is the child in the suitcase?
Tell them. Why aren't you saying anything? You complained to me that he'd tied her up and put her in the suitcase.
Ask Mom, and she'll tell you.
The woman won't tell us. But Lisa says the man really locked his little stepdaughter in the suitcase to punish her for misbehavior.
Whenever she took a piece of bread improperly or peeked into the fridge?
Yes, it did happen, but I put an end to it.
But if Victoria admits the man was cruel to her daughter, why does she refuse to believe he raped and murdered the girl, especially after the experts proved he was apparently guilty?
Muslimov's sperm was found in the girl's vagina. Is there any more sound evidence than that?
I see you behind the bars.
I was imprisoned for this.
She spent 4 years in prison
for the murder of your daughter.
For helping him to take the body out of the apartment. But I didn't do it.
According to Victoria, at the moment of the murder, she was in the apartment. Together they came up with a plan to get rid of the child and keep the crime hidden from everyone. They hid the girl's body and then called the police, telling them that she had disappeared. The next night, they took the body out and dumped it in the trash container in the neighboring courtyard. Both his and her testimonies mention it.
He tortured her. Don't tell me you didn't know anything.
No.
But your murdered daughter says you did.
The girl's aunt only found out about this nightmare after her death. She was told about it in front of the morgue, from where they came to take her niece's body for the funeral.
This woman, a medic, went out and said, "I've seen many things in my life, but I've never seen a child who was raped for 2 or 2.5 years.
Could it be a kind of lesson for me? I don't know.
A big mother of a lesson, the child was murdered.
The only thing the mother could think of after her child was murdered was how to avoid prison for the man she loved. but I can't call this feeling love. This is some kind of perversion.
He's also being released soon because he's got the money and hired expensive lawyers.
It turned out that Victoria's partner submitted an appeal, and his life sentence was canceled.
The case was sent for a review, and the court may announce a new sentence soon. The lawyer is sure that Victoria's man will be released.
My client is not guilty. He will be released in any event.
I asked her what she would do after he's released, and she told me, "It's none of your business who I'll be sleeping with."
I didn't wish to spend even a second more in that woman's company.
What was the doll Ayla was holding? It looked like it was smeared in blood.
She received it as a present, and she drew all over it. This is how she expressed her emotions.
And I saw a notebook with an awful phrase in it. He is the evil. And there was a third word I couldn't make out.
I had a dream. I was holding that notebook in my hands. And it read, "He is the evil. Dad, period, evil."
She was forced to call him Dad.
The spirit of the raped and murdered girl, through us, wanted to save her niece. Because if that beast is released, little Amina's life will be in danger.
I'm absolutely shocked and stupefied. I'm terrified to even think of what happened to my sister, and I don't want it to happen to my daughter. I'm taking my children and leaving.
You and your family can come and live with me. Oh, you know it well.
After the psychic's investigations, despite all the attempts of the beast's lawyers, the court sentenced him to life in prison. The murderer will never be free again. This story, which took place in the Ukrainian city of Kropivnitsky, will turn your worldview upside down. On December 8, 2017, 12-year-old Katrusia Dobrody left for school and never came back home. No one could even think of what happened to the girl and who would be involved in this tragedy. When the girl disappeared, the police were searching for her for 3 days with no results. This is why the parents asked the psychics, Elena Kurilova and Jana Shulikova, for help.
We don't have much faith in the police.
Katrusia attended school on the second shift. Her mother says that on the day of her disappearance, Katrusia had breakfast and left for school.
I asked her, "Do you want me to braid your hair?" She replied, "No, that's okay. I'll go with a ponytail." And she walked out. I can't stand that she's gone.
The girl took the bus to school. The bus stop is 400 meters away from the house.
She'd get on the bus and get off at the stop right next to the school.
At 8:30 in the evening, the girl always called her parents to tell them that she is getting on the bus to go home. But that day, she didn't call.
I call our daughter and she doesn't pick up. I was surprised. And her phone went off. We got worried. Aliona says, "I'll go to pick her up."
When the girl didn't come either with the last bus, her mother was somewhat at a loss. She contacted Katrusia's English teacher, who informed her that Katrusia hadn't come to class.
I was unable to think clearly at that moment.
We started to panic. We started to check all her classmates, all acquaintances, from gymnastics, volleyball, from English, and those who lived in our neighborhood. We drove around by car.
I can see her. She's somewhere in the dark.
There are trees all around and it's a bit breezy. Water. There is a river or some pond. Yes, there is water there.
To get in tune, Jana Shulikova asked for a map of the area.
I can feel the girl's energy somewhere in this area. She's around there.
It is a forest area in the suburbs of Kropivnitsky, 7 kilometers from the girl's house. The girl will be found there the next day, on the territory of the Obazovsky water reservoir.
The police said they found a girl matching the description. I couldn't really believe it.
Andrei, Katrusia's stepfather, says he loved the child as his own. He still can't forget what he saw.
84 blows with a sharp object were inflicted on her face and head. Then additionally, with an unidentified object, most likely similar to scissors, it left 2 even lines.
The child was like an angel. She was the center of my life.
I can't even make sense of it. What for? Why?
The psychics travel to Kropivnitsky to help their relatives find answers to these painful questions. But Elena Kurilova surprises everyone with her prediction.
You'll know who the murderer is when the dead girl wipes away the tears.
At the moment, no one could have imagined the terrible truth these words concealed. Katrusia's family, aunt, stepdad, and grandpa, meet the psychics in front of the house.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for coming.
Where's Katrusia's mom?
Elena's in the hospital.
She's having a nervous breakdown.
The girl's parents were brought in for questioning. They got accused of murdering their daughter. After that, Katrusia's mother got hospitalized.
They claimed I did it. I had no idea what was going on or what they wanted me to say.
The investigator was yelling at me, moralizing and everything. He said, if it wasn't you who did it, it was your wife.
When investigating the murder of a child, parents are in the first circle of suspects. But why so much pressure?
We were polygraphed. I was there for 3 hours. Olena was held there for about 5 hours. And after that, she got to the hospital.
The results of the detector test did not confirm the parents' guilt.
We were so looking forward to you coming and helping us deal with this grief.
I can't live like this. I can't sleep at night. I want to destroy that scumbag.
There's a strange scene going on. A man standing and looking from the street to the inside of the house. He's observing and spying.
What's he look like?
He's got something on his face. It's a man with a scar on his cheek.
I looked at the cards and I just went numb. The girl knew the murderer. She'd seen him often and she wasn't afraid.
We don't know anyone like that. Never seen any man with a scar.
I suddenly saw an image. Katrusia in the car along with her murderer.
She would never get into a stranger's car.
Can you please show us where the body was found?
We'll have to drive out of the town.
Let's go.
Half an hour later, the psychics with the girl's relatives are already there.
I don't get it. She's calling me.
Jana, who are you talking about?
Katrusia's here. I can see her. There's something about ribbons. She says Sonia needs her ribbons. Who's Sonia?
Her own younger sister.
4 years ago, Olena and Andrei had a daughter, Sofia. Katrusia loved her little sister dearly and called her My Sonia.
What ribbons?
Katrusia took gymnastics classes and she had these ribbons with sticks attached.
Sonia plays with her ribbons.
After Katrusia's death, little Sonia often picks up ribbons and dances with them, just like they used to do with her elder sister.
Give them to her. She wants it to belong to her sister.
What else does Katrusia say?
I can't hear her. She's gone. Why is she? The girl looked at me quietly and vanished into thin air.
But why is she hiding? Why won't she tell us everything?
Do you hear this voice? It's your fault. I told you not to piss me off.
Oh my God! What does that mean? Does Johnny hear what the murderer is saying?
It was the voice of the man with the scar. He was saying it by the girl's body. Such is the terrible odor of blood and metal. Do you know with what object she got killed?
Tell me.
Kind of chipped one. With a shabby handle.
We heard that the girl died from the knife stabbing, and then Katrusia was stabbed with scissors when she was already dead. Wait, hold on a second. I tried to tune in to the moment of Katrusia's murder, and I saw this image. A roof with a cross painted on it.
Their house has a cross on it.
The murder weapon, it was taken from the same house. Did anyone come by your house that morning?
Well, I don't know.
That day, the girl's mother drove her youngest daughter to kindergarten and her husband to his job at the hospital, where she herself worked as an anesthesiologist. After that, she drove back home to get Katrusia ready for school. Perhaps someone had visited them that morning, and the family did not know about it.
We need to inspect the house right away, right now. I hear the man's voice again.
The scarred man?
Yes, that voice is in the house. In the house. There was like a fight in the house. I heard him screaming, "Why don't you listen to me? You have to do as I say."
Jana, what's wrong?
There's no air to breathe in here. Can you smell it? The smell of blood? The smell of blood. I could feel the blood. It was all over, on the floor, on the walls. This isn't a house, it's a hellhole. A hell where the child died.
I see the murderer's hand. One hit and then another one. Here it all happened, right here. On this very spot. Someone thoroughly cleaned up after the murder. There's blood. There's blood. There's blood, there are bloodstains all around.
There's this man with the scar standing right here. He's standing there and there's a knife on the floor next to him. He's yelling, "You trying to get rid of me? Not gonna happen. You understand me?"
Jana, he's yelling that to the girl, right?
The girl's already dead.
And who is he saying this to?
He's yelling at the girl's mom. The mom was here.
She saw the child getting killed.
The mother was here.
What a horror. Was the girl's mother really present in the room and saw her daughter being murdered?
She's terrified. She's afraid of him. Do you understand that?
I can't picture that.
We don't have any neighbors with such signs.
Who was this man? Who knew him besides her? There was a rape.
What do you mean?
It was the person who committed the rape.
Whom?
Your wife. Who raped your wife? There's a card of the past I have right here.
There was some talk about her childhood, that she got raped when she was a kid.
It's beyond belief, but it turns out when Olenia was 12 years old, she was raped by a neighbor.
Olena confessed to me that he raped her.
Olena's mother died a year before the incident. The father had gone to another city for work. The grandmother was in charge of the child's upbringing. However, when the girl was abused by a neighbor, for some reason, she did not tell anyone about it.
I felt that the rape was a terrible trauma for Olena. All these years, she had been seeking revenge on her abuser.
She wanted to get revenge on him at the time, but they never found him.
Wait, she saw him? She saw him out of the window and...
That's unbelievable. Did the woman meet her rapist years later? Did he really kill Katrusia?
Do you remember when she came running to me? I asked her, "Olena, what happened?" She told me, "You have no idea what I've gotten myself into." But she didn't say what exactly had happened to her.
I saw a woman looking at the body of her murdered daughter in tears. And Jana heard the man's voice. He was ordering Olena to go outside and get to the car.
I see Olena driving, and in the rearview mirror, I see this man. That's right. He's in the back seat. Elena looked at the road with tearful eyes. She was afraid to even glance in the direction of the passenger seat, where the body of her murdered daughter lay. He forced the mother to transport and throw away her child's body.
There's only one thing certain. Only Katrusia's mom knows the truth about her death.
Elena's in the hospital, isn't she?
It's too late to go there now.
They won't let us in.
Can we go see her tomorrow?
We have to go. Not only can we, but we have to.
The next day, the Clairvoyants and Katrusia's family met outside the hospital. The number of visitors who can enter the clinic at the same time is limited. So Elena Kurilova went to the girl's mother, accompanied by the grandfather, Olena's father.
Good afternoon.
Please take this. I gave Olena one of my praying stones, so I could tune into the past. Olena, I could sense that you were there when Katrusia was murdered. Can you tell me who did it?
I don't remember that.
Well, what do you remember?
I remember that day vaguely.
Relatives say that on the day Kate was killed, her mother had to pick up her youngest daughter from daycare in the afternoon and then stop by to visit her husband's sister.
I remember driving to visit my husband's sister. I remember going to the kindergarten and picking up my child. And then I remember myself at the sister's house. I don't remember how we got from the kindergarten to the sister's house.
It was all very strange. Katrusia's mom remembers what happened before and after her daughter's murder, but she can't remember the moment of the assault itself.
After severe stress, our mind can partially block memory, erasing some of our memories.
What do you remember of that morning?
I got up in the morning. Katrusia was still asleep. I warmed up the food I had left from the evening and asked Katrusia if she wanted to eat. Then I said, "Come on, get dressed."
So she left for school?
That's right.
Did you see her after that? I saw something completely different from what Katrusia's mom had told me. However, the most surprising thing about it was that I felt she wasn't lying to me. Did anyone visit you that day?
A neighbor did.
Was there any kind of danger from him? What does he look like? Any scars or marks on his face?
Will I get to see my girl soon?
It was a true nightmare. This poor woman still couldn't realize that her daughter was gone. But I felt that Katrusia was coming to her mother in her dreams, hugging her, wiping her tears. She will come to you in your dreams.
I remember a dream. The three of us were walking in the park. Myself, Sophia, and Katrusia. She says to me, "Don't cry. I'm feeling fine."
Try to remember what happened that day in the house.
It felt like a fight, like I was fighting for something.
Maybe the woman was fighting her daughter's murderer, trying to save her.
What happened next?
I stood still, and the only thing I remember is the voice. That's all I remember.
You hear a voice? Do you hear the voice in your head?
I do.
Don't let me hug you, it's hard. Come here, my darling.
Elena Kurilova left the hospital. And on the way, she kept repeating the same words.
Girl, wipe the tears. Girl, wipe the tears. A thought struck me. It was the girl's mother that the cards had told me about at the beginning of the investigation. You'll know who the murderer is when the dead girl wipes away the tears. In dreams, Katrusia was wiping her mom's tears. There were only 2 people in the room at the time Katrusia got killed.
What do you mean 2? I'm sorry, there was also the man with the scar. I saw him.
Take this, Olena had it in her hands.
I couldn't believe it. I saw Olena. She held the knife in her hand. and the scarred man standing next to her began to dissolve into thin air in front of my eyes. This can't be happening. Just can't be true.
Could a mother who loved her daughter with all her heart take her life?
I saw him, I heard him, and I smelled the scent of this man. Do you understand me?
Well, for this woman, he was real. He lived inside her head. All this time, Olena held a terrible sorrow and resentment towards her rapist and did not tell anyone about it. She wanted revenge. She thought about him constantly. And soon his voice started to echo in her head. In moments like this poor woman finds herself in a different reality and remembers nothing afterward.
It just doesn't make sense. After the investigation, the woman was sent for an examination to Odessa. To examine her mental health, they found mental disorders.
The voice of her head began to rule her life. Olena started not only hearing the voice, but also seeing the phantom of her rapist constantly stalking her. She's hitting not Katrusia. She's hitting her abuser, the man she sees.
Psychotic disorders such as hallucinations are also possible. Patients may mistake a loved one for a stranger, and may also mistake a stranger for a loved one.
The way I see it, the reason for Katrusia's gruesome murder is the psychological trauma of her mom, who was a rape survivor as a child.
I'm having a hard time just hearing it. It seems we didn't follow up on it somewhere, we missed something, and we missed some important points.
After investigating the psychics, police found a video from the cameras of one of the gas stations in Kropivnitsky. The footage shows Olena's car driving towards the forest area where her daughter's body was later found. According to the results of the expertise, by that time, the girl was already dead. Subsequently, the police found traces of blood in the car and on the woman's robe. A search of the house with an infrared lamp revealed a huge amount of washed-up bloody marks on the walls, furniture, and floor. Currently, Olena has been recognized as mentally incapable, and now she is undergoing compulsory treatment in a psychiatric hospital.
We'll never give up on her. Thank you so much.
A gruesome story where absolutely everyone is pitied. The child brutally killed by her mother, and the poor mother who still does not understand what happened. And relatives who did not notice the changes in the behavior of the woman that led to such a tragedy. A children's doctor has been found dead and drained of blood right in his office. Who and why murdered the man who saved other people's lives so brutally? Don't miss out. The doctor's ghost will come back to reveal the truth. Irina Leshko, an inconsolable Ukrainian mother who lost her only son, Ivan, approached the psychics.
My dear boy, my child died in terrible pain for nothing.
Irina is now a housewife, but she used to be a speech therapist. She always dreamed that her son, Ivan, would be a pediatrician.
He always wanted to help people and treat children.
The 25-year-old Ivan had only recently graduated from the university and was appointed the head of the health center in a village a few hundred kilometers away from his home. However, just several days after that, the young man was found dead in his office. Moreover, he was completely undressed and had 12 deep wounds on his body.
His arms and groin were ripped badly, but the worst thing is the 11-centimeter-long cut on his neck.
He was so happy when he was going to work, but we received him back in a coffin too soon.
The murderer left no fingerprints nor any biological traces at the site of the murder. The only thing the police are certain about is that there were 3 different murder weapons.
Scissors, a razor blade, and a knife, all covered in blood, were found next to Ivan's body. All of them were used to slash his body.
Over 80 people have been interrogated. Also, we carried out over a dozen forensic investigations, but not a single version has been confirmed. As such, the investigation has come up against a dead end.
The young manager planned a meeting with all his colleagues and patients at 8 in the morning that day. Almost all the village gathered in front of the health center.
There were mothers and their children because he wanted to meet all of them.
However, the doctor didn't show up, and the health center was locked.
When we phoned him, he didn't answer.
After they spent almost an hour at the door, people began to worry and peek into the first-floor windows.
And then our driver grabbed his head and shouted out, "There he is, all bloodied." We were all shocked, but somebody had enough sense to call the police.
When police officers arrived, they broke down the door and froze in terror from what they saw.
The blood was all over the walls. The reason for the death was the wound on the victim's neck, which caused massive bleeding. The victim died between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. the previous day.
The health center staff claimed that Ivan stayed alone at work after 4 p.m. The investigation got stalled. The shocking facts don't seem to match. The naked man, tortured to death, with his head almost severed, in his office in the tightly locked building.
The investigators found the key to the pediatrics department in Ivan's office. However, the door of the department was locked from the inside. Therefore, nobody knows how the murderer or murderers entered.
I beg the psychics, the people with supernatural abilities, especially Khayal Alekperov and Olena Kurilova, to help us find the murderer.
Olena Kurilova and Khayal Alekperov are working on a different investigation. Nevertheless, considering the complexity of the case, they decided to work with Ivan's photo while they're traveling.
I see a cabinet with a mirror in the corner of a room and a couch opposite it. And there's a large brown desk in the middle of the room. His spirit is waiting for someone there.
It's hard to believe, but being almost 600 kilometers away from the site, the psychic gives an accurate description of the office in which the young doctor worked and where he was found dead.
He's trying to say something. I'll be there until she knows everything.
She? Does this indicate that a woman was involved in the young man's death?
It's weird, because his spirit is telling me, find the diary. It bears the secret of my death.
The clairvoyants shared their experiences with their colleagues, who also undertook the investigation of the young pediatrician, Yaroslava Fedorova and Larisa Hutsanu.
This man's death is connected with a present he received not long before he died. Freezing cold emanates from the present.
I see him with his hands and feet tied. It seems he was tied before he was murdered.
The victim's parents, Irina and Zinovie, as well as the locals and the police, are waiting for the psychics in front of the health center.
My only son was tortured to death in this building. We hope you can help us.
I see blood everywhere.
Ivan's blood was found in the bathroom, the lobby, and his office.
All his belongings were in blood. Over there, that's where the torture began.
Judging by the bloody footprints, the murderer attacked Ivan in the lobby. This is where the first cuts were made. The trace of blood shows that Ivan ran to the bathroom, evidently trying to hide from the attacker. After that, he tried to lock himself in his office, where he was eventually murdered.
But if it's really what happened, then how did the murderer leave the building? The door of the department was locked from the inside, and the key was found in the office.
Something changed here. I feel the windows opened differently.
Yes. Do you mean the windows weren't plastic? What kind of windows were they?
They were wooden.
The window didn't close.
The office is on the first floor, so it wouldn't be hard for the murderers to climb in and out of the building discreetly through the window.
Nevertheless, the investigators didn't find any fingerprints on the window frames in the doctor's office.
We could assume the murderer or murderers wore gloves.
I see struggle. I need to get out. I hear shouting, angry shouting.
It's a scandal.
I have a clear feeling that there is a woman involved in this, and that she is directly connected to the thing that happened to the young man.
His arms are slashed, his flesh is ripped, the wounds are very strange.
The forensics concluded that the first cuts were made on his arms. The longitudinal cuts were made with the scissors, while the transverse cuts were made with the blade. The cuts in the groin were also made with the blade. The lethal wound in the neck was made with the knife.
I hear phone calls and threats.
I feel two people behind the wall. One of them entered and exited.
There, where the clairvoyant is pointing, is the emergency department. It's right behind the wall from the office where Yvonne's body was found.
Were you inside the building when it happened?
The ambulance was called, and so we left. It was 4 or almost 4 when we left.
According to the investigators, the ambulance crew returned at about midnight. The forensic examination concluded that the manager of the health center was dead by that time.
We didn't hear all the facts. When he came here, he began changing everything here.
Yes.
He said, I'm in charge here, so give me this and that.
He took all the keys?
Yes.
The employees of the health center said they treated Yvonne with caution, as if he interrupted the order of things they were used to.
He experienced pressure, you see. First it was moral pressure and then physical.
I have a vision of two people.
These two are involved in Yvonne's death.
Were you in charge here?
As a head nurse, I did the work of a medical attendant.
The health center had no manager for a year, so this woman, Nadia, was the acting manager. But everything changed after the young doctor arrived.
I feel a conflict.
Could these people hate the victim?
He irritated them.
We anticipated a head doctor because it was too hard to work without the head doctor.
You're lying because he told me. They told me to sit in my office and never interfere with their business.
The victim's mother is certain it all started after. On her advice, her son began checking how his employees did their work.
He gathered everyone for a meeting in the morning and asked them to prepare all the papers on the center's property and financial activities. Somebody didn't like it a lot.
I had the same vision as when we'd worked with the photo. It looked like Yvonne was tied before he died, and it was done by a woman. Only later did I realize what the thing that tied him was.
The woman again. Could it be the head nurse Nadia? But the investigators didn't find any ropes on the young doctor's body.
Tell me, please, are you related?
We are sisters.
This is Lubov, Nadia's sister. She also works in the center as a nurse. After Yvonne was appointed as the head doctor, she became his assistant.
To protect each other, you are ready to rip anybody's throat and make their life impossible. You were here, and you were the last to see him alive.
It was at about 3:20. We returned after a call. I told him I was going home and he went to his office.
Olena, those two who are connected with Yvonne's death, I see them more clearly now. These are a man and a woman.
The women didn't lie, and they really went home while Yvonne was still alive.
But who are the couple involved in the doctor's death that the clairvoyants see? And what are the health center employees trying to conceal?
I see people who, roam, stumbling.
There were 3 guys hanging out not far from the health center all the time. I even saw them peek into the windows.
They're intoxicated. They seem to be on drugs. Not knowing where they are.
Those people who are either alcoholics or addicts, can be often here.
I feel the presence of Ivan's spirit. He told me the secret is in the diary. What kind of diary could it be? It contains some personal notes.
Here it is. It's his notebook.
It's a notebook. It's not a diary.
And there's almost nothing in it. Synecode, Libexin. These are medicines that contain small doses of the substance that drug addicts use.
Hold on. He was the manager of the center. Do you have dangerous drugs that have a narcotic effect?
The emergency service has them.
Sometimes, doctors who have access to narcotic drugs may sell them to drug addicts.
The young man's diary is green. We need it. It contains the truth.
But the notebook the clairvoyants are holding is red, while the one the detective has is white. Is there another notebook?
I see his spirit walking there. Let's go there quickly.
The clairvoyants decide to come back to the site where Ivan's body was found. But Larisa Hutsanu suddenly feels sick.
My God, he experienced such pain. I can't look at it.
Larisa, bring water. Larisa.
I felt somebody put cold hands on my shoulders. It was Ivan. He was pushing me toward his mother.
Oh, God. I need to do a ritual so all the pieces of the puzzle fit together. Can you turn off the light? Now you can turn it on. I see that day. He stayed alone. There's nobody else here. He's all alone. He was sitting here, and his soul was weeping. He understood it was the end of his life.
His spirit tells me, open the book, and I'll show you what I wrote in my diary before I died. It's something about children.
He's showing me a green notebook, and you're giving me a red notebook.
So what?
It contains the truth.
We eventually managed to find Ivan's diary, which the psychics mentioned. It was green, and it contained a note. Give all my belongings to friends and children. It looks like a note left by someone who knew for sure that he would die.
This is incredible. Was Ivan maybe being threatened? Did he know he would be murdered? Was this the reason he left the note? But why is his mother hiding it?
God, Khayal. I'm even afraid to say it out loud. The cards are showing me he committed suicide.
My God! But how did he do it?
What the psychics are saying is terrifying. Suicide. The slit arms and groin, and the neck almost cut through. How could he do this to himself? With scissors, a knife, and a blade.
You are Satanists. You cut him up and sacrificed him.
What Satanists?
You! You are Satanists.
Are you trying to say I murdered him?
Then who else?
Do you mean I murdered your son?
Who else could do this?
Why are you saying this?
Stop it.
The innocent soul was sacrificed.
Did you give him the knife?
We found later that, not long before Ivan's death, Irina had bought him a kitchen knife for his household needs. It was the knife with which Ivan's throat was sliced.
What impressed me most was the resentment Ivan felt. The resentment was toward his mother. This and anger. She tied me. He's showing me. But it's not a rope. This is something sticky and slimy. It's an umbilical cord. It's an energetic cord that connects him to his mother. He says she strangled him with it and sucked all his blood out of him.
What is that supposed to mean? That I killed him?
She's calling everyone, all the employees. She can even call at night, shouting, "I wish you all and your children death. We fear her."
People are tired of her threats on the phone and face-to-face.
May God punish you hard. May your children and grandchildren and their children commit suicide.
Look! You made your son feel that way.
What are you talking about?
Yvonne's spirit is telling me my mother made my life impossible. And my father simply turned his back and said nothing. This is so astonishing.
The truth was that Yvonne's mother never allowed him to go anywhere freely. She would always call him, and she would even come to visit him at the university and dormitory.
She bothered everybody with her calls. She said something that wasn't true. She claimed we heard him, but nobody ever heard him. She also said about some girls that he took to different places, spending all his money on them. But he never took anybody anywhere. His mom was around him all the time.
We consulted a psychiatric professional to see if the mother's erratic behavior was really to blame for the harrowing death of her son.
This is a case of a mother's overwhelming dictate. His mother dominated him. This type of matriarchy may result in the distortion of an individual's personality.
Occasionally, he turned off his phone, and I had to ask him to turn it on because his mom would be calling everyone else, bothering us.
When could I be bothering him? When?
All the time.
Never. I never did anything bad to him.
Once he was going somewhere, but she didn't let him, claiming he would be killed there. She forbade him to go.
Parents who are too protective of their kids can make them too dependent. Suicide rates among such dependent young people are quite high.
I have a vision. Yvonne sits in the office that you, Olena, and I saw. His mother is next to him, and he's shouting at her, asking her to leave him alone.
Did you arrive here with your son?
Yes, I did arrive here with him. I wanted to see the village and see what household problems needed attention, like if I needed to buy him new curtains or something.
But you and him quarreled.
No, we didn't quarrel. Are you kidding me?
Tell us the truth.
When he woke up in the morning, he said, "Mom, you must leave."
Yvonne felt anger towards his mother. He wished to be away from her. He would say, "What am I supposed to do? Kill her? Should I shoot her or what?" He only saw two options, either to kill himself or her. Yvonne never considered anything else.
His mother decided he would be a doctor, and she didn't allow him to date girls. She lived his life for him, and he understood he would never live a life of his own, but the life she wanted him to live.
Felt like she kept him tied to herself.
A phone conversation. He spoke to somebody before he died.
Did he talk to you?
No, he didn't.
His mother was the only person who ever called Ivan Leshko.
When somebody kills themselves, they usually try to do it as soon as possible. But he killed himself in an unusual and unexpected way. He even gathered all his employees so they would find his body. It was an attempt to prove something, convince someone, and demonstrate his position.
This is beyond my comprehension. The mother's fanatical devotion to her son made the young man do such an awful thing.
We are grateful to the team of the psychics for pointing out the fine details which helped us make the only right and lawful decision possible in this particular case.